Genius Crew, what it do? You know who it is. You know what time it is. Market Genius, Mark Jenkins, dropping another great video. Hey, I'm checking out another neighborhood that's building brand new homes for rent. But whoa. Before you get upset and say I made this video already, today we're actually talking about why renting is the smart move, right? If you think that buying a house right now is economically viable and something that's the best thing for your future, you got to be completely insane. And this is coming from a realtor. All right, don't be pushed by the realtors, don't be pushed by the bankers, don't be pushed by everybody in your family telling you you got to go out, you got to get a house. And of course, don't be pushed by the mainstream media, because we already know what kind of time that they're on. Especially, you better know if you're part of the Genius Crew. Now, we all know that the mortgage loan officers and the realtors, they just want to make a big fat check off of you. They don't really care about doing what's best for you. And by the way, do not be like the guy from the last video, Alexander Dunklin, or whoever you are. Listen, don't get in the comments talking about the content if you haven't watched the whole video. He got in the content or in the comments last video just saying that, I didn't care about y'all and I'm trying to lead y'all the wrong way. If you're part of the Genius Crew, you already know what kind of time I'm on. You know I'm here to educate you, and I want you to be wealthy and rich, happy, and do all of those great things. So make sure that you watch the whole video before you get in the comments. Please do me a favor on that. Do me a favor on that, honestly. Now, if you can't buy a home like most Americans, getting you a rental property like this is not a bad idea. It's actually a pretty good idea versus having to buy a home at all-time high prices and also at pretty much all-time high rates, or at least what you're accustomed to over the last couple of years. Houses like this, they're going to be cheaper to rent than buy. And you know what? Before we get too far into the video, you know exactly what time it is. Drop the track. Welcome back. Mark Jenkins, Market Genius. If you are not subscribed to this channel, not only are you missing out on being part of the Genius Crew, you're missing out on being part of one of the fastest growing, realist, truth-telling real estate channels that is on YouTube. Right now, we are on the hustle, on the grind to get to 1,500 subscribers. We were able to get to 1,000 subscribers in less than a month. That's because we're dropping this real information, helping people out, helping people really understand what's going on when it comes to real estate. So I need you to subscribe so we can keep this thing going and growing. Listen up, folks. Right now, what's going on with real estate? Highest prices ever, high interest rates, unaffordable for most Americans, maybe even you to buy a house right now. That's the story that we're facing right now. I have plenty of clients that work, make good money, teachers, police officers, firefighters, and right now they can't buy a house. And a lot of people are going crazy thinking, man, if I can't buy a house, I'm not gonna ever be able to build wealth. That's what they want you to think. That's what the case gonna be for a lot of people if you don't listen to the advice that we're gonna talk about in this video. But I want you to hold your horses. If you can't buy a house right now, consider yourself blessed. All right? Consider yourself blessed. Because what you can do is rent something, go ahead and invest your money, and actually make it grow much bigger, much higher than the people who are buying houses right now. See, what the secret is that people aren't telling you is that all those people who bought houses over the last 1-2 years, if they need to sell them at any given time, especially like coming up on the next couple of months or so, they're not going to be able to sell them for a profit. And you're smart. Believe it or not, even though you weren't able to do it, sometimes the good Lord has a way of helping you dodge what's not for you at the time. And of course, everybody's talking about the market's going to crash and we don't know what's going to happen, but pretty sure if the real estate market crashes, you probably would rather not have a home than be caught up in being underwater, having negative equity, and all the other bad stuff that goes along with that. Now, when it comes to real estate right now, you cannot trust the buyer's agents, all right? They've already started coming out with articles that are talking about how the buyer's agents are actually steering people to buy houses. They're actually doing stuff which is illegal because they're gonna make a nice fat check when they sell you that house. So of course, they're gonna tell you to do things that you're not supposed to do. They're gonna put you in a certain area to where they know is gonna get them paid the fastest, and that's actually illegal. So, you know, be glad if you're not participating in something like that right now, because you can find yourself in a situation, you're working with somebody and they don't really care about you making the best decision. They're just trying to get you to do, you know, whatever they can just to make sure that they get paid and they get that big commission. And the same thing when it comes to these lenders, all right? Even the lenders, they're telling you, hey, we can buy down your rate. Why don't you try out an adjustable rate mortgage? They're telling you all of these types of games and all these types of things and schemes to be able to get you in these properties. But here's the real thing. The lenders are going extinct right now. A lot of the lenders, they're not making the money that they used to be making. And so at the end of the day, they're gonna tell you anything that they can actually do to be able to get some commission in their pockets. And then the other side of it is, and of course, if you're part of the Genius Crew, you already know, think for yourself. Don't let somebody else think for you. We're talking about the mainstream media. When it comes down to the mainstream media, we already know what they're doing, because I've got an article right here that I just read that essentially says either you can have a high-paying job or affordable home. Like, why can't we as Americans be able to have both, right? That doesn't make any sense. So don't trust the realtors. Don't trust the mainstream media. Definitely don't trust the lenders. Trust yourself. Think for yourself. Now, when it comes to if you cannot buy or if you choose to not buy, you know, why does that make sense for a lot of people right now? Well, let's take a look at it. So right now, the median sales price for homes in the entire United States right now is $395,000, okay? $395,000, can you believe that? Some of you have homes that are worth more than $395,000, but some of you actually were looking at buying a house a couple years ago for $200,000 or something like that. But right now, the median home price is $395,000. So what would it take for you to be able to buy the average or the median price home in America? Let's say you're a first-time home buyer and you're going to be using a FHA loan, which is pretty common. There's nothing wrong with using the FHA loan, all right? Well, except for the fact that you're not putting a lot down, and if home prices go down just a little bit, then you're going to be underwater. But that's not what we're talking about here. If you were to buy the median price home in America right now using the FHA loan, and your down payment would be 3.5%, right? That means your down payment would be $13,825. Now, that does not include things like closing costs that you're gonna have to pay, buying down your rate, things like that. So we're gonna add on an additional $7K, right? Bring it up to round numbers so you can understand a little bit better. $20,000 is what it would take to buy the average home right now in America. But, right, say you got the 20, maybe you can't qualify, maybe you just don't like the monthly payments, right? Because if you were to buy average price home, or I keep saying average, if you were to buy the median price home in America right now, that $395,000, putting down 3.5% using the FHA loan, your monthly payment would break down to about $3,750, okay? $3,750 per month that you would have to be paying out. Now, on one side, people are gonna say, well, you're building equity. It's savings for the future. You're gonna, the home values are gonna double and whatever, right? All of that, just feelings, not data, like we talked about in the real video, in the last video. But all of that is just feelings, not data, all right? So if you were to, let's just say rent, right? And I don't know what these rentals are gonna go for, right? But for the sake of conversation, let's say either you get something like this, right? Or you do find a rental, which is $2,500 per month, which, I just had a client, they just sold their home. They found a house that was, I don't know, maybe like double the size of their previous home that they sold. They're deciding to rent right now, and they're actually able to pay for that at $2,000 a month, right? So let's say you find something, $2,500 a month. You take that $20,000 that you were going to be putting down into your house, and you put it into a CD, something that gets you fixed interest. You leave it there for the long term, and you were to also include $1,000 per month that you invest on top of that every single month. So you're paying your $2,500 per month for your rental, okay? No repairs. You don't have to pay, you know, homeowners association fees like you would. You know, you maintain your mobility, right? $2,500 a month, and then you are adding $1,000 per month to your investment vehicle, all right? How much do you think that would be, right? Well, in 5 years, in just 5 years of doing that, you would have $95,000, okay? Now, let's just do the math, all right? If you buy a house at $395 right now, in order for you to have $95,000 of equity, or in order for it to go up $95,000 in terms of the value, right? You're talking about, let's call it about a 20% gain in that price in 5 years, okay? You think that home price is gonna go up 20% in 5 years? Maybe you do, maybe you don't, right? But okay, that's 5 years. But what about if you did that for 10 years? If you did that same plan, went for $2,500 a month, invest $1,000 a month into some type of investment vehicle where you got a guaranteed 6%, in 10 years, you would almost have $200,000, okay? Now, I know a lot of people are gonna get in the comments and say, well, you know, what if housing prices double? Well, you know, do you think that housing prices are gonna go up another $200,000 in 10 years? It's anyone's guess. I mean, you already have the Federal Reserve saying that we need a reset when it comes to housing. We already have 20% less homes being sold here, and we already have the boomers, which are all, you know, coming to senior age, and a lot of them are going to start either getting rid of these properties or trying to downsize. So we do have supply coming to the market. And then there's the other side, that if real estate actually does start crashing, we do start getting foreclosures and things like that, there's no way that your real estate is going to go up another $200,000 in 10 years, okay? I just can't see that happening. The data just doesn't say that that could happen. I mean, we all know the only reason that real estate shot up like this before was because the government just started printing money and giving it away like crazy. So could that happen again? Sure. But here's the thing. If you run the plan that I'm talking about, right, you maintain control, and there is no downside to if this market changes up. If the market does change up, great. Now you've got $100,000 or $200,000 at your disposal that you can use to go ahead and buy some investment property, right? Maybe you decide to rent forever. But here's the thing. If you cannot buy right now, do not look at it as the end of the world. The main thing that you want to do right now, the smart move that you want to do right now, is rent, invest, stack up your chips, and then we'll see what happens next. And of course, if you need to learn how to invest, go ahead, grab my course. In my course, I show you how to trade stocks, bonds, options, crypto, anything that can be put on a chart. I help you become an expert at it. So while you're renting, you can invest your money, save it up for the future, and whenever the time does come that it's affordable to buy homes again, or whenever you just got a lot more money, you can really make your move and you won't be chained to something that's making a bad decision for you. Peace.